Well, hey, howdy. Welcome to the Camp Wound Dog Workshop Friday afternoon. A couple guys have sent me original 316s to be restored. And one of the things you see on the 316s, especially ones that have been in a lot of humidity and stuff, is the bead around the shade will rupture. And that's because Coleman used a wire hoop and then rolled the brass edge over the steel wire hoop. Pardon me, they nickel plated it, but that did not get in there and make that wire hoop waterproof. So as you know, when something rusts, the rust expands, and that's what would cause these beads to rupture. This guy was in an extremely wet environment, and just about everything that was steel on it was shot, so there's a lot of work to be done. But what I did, I took my little Dremel tool and I buzzed around what was left of the original brass lip so I could get the rusted hoop out. Then I cleaned it up real good, cut it back, flattened the edge of the bead, and then I tinned it. See, I tinned the thing with Oatley's number 95. And then I took a piece of 1/8 copper tubing, got the exact measurement of the outside perimeter, cut the tubing, used a piece of wire inside the tubing to hold it together, soldered it together, and made a whole new lip assembly. Now I've learned from the past that you can't just put the lip assembly on and solder it, because it's going to do, the heat's going to make it do all kinds of crazy stuff and it's going to come out crummy and you got to redo it. So what I do is I mount it on a board and I use screws and washers to keep everything tight. And I'll do a little stretch, turn it, do another little stretch, turn it, do another little stretch, so one area isn't getting an inordinately large amount of heat. This one's going to be replated, so the solder I'm using has to be lead-free. Lead will just totally trash any plating job. So this is a tin and antimony, antimony, alimony. No, I don't know. Whatever. It's not lead. And you don't want to dump a lot of heat on this either. So I'm using my little tiny torch, and I'll show you what we're going to do here. Maybe. All right, there we go. I don't want to just dump a lot of solder on there, because then I got a lot of cleanup work later. I want the solder to flow between the shade and the copper ring, and I'll know that it's ready temperature-wise. I used to have a metal form for this so it wouldn't smoke. See, there you go. Look at that. This Oatley's 95 is really a great thing. If you're doing any kind of soldering and you've never used this before, try pre-prepping it with this Oatley's 95 tin. Right now I'm heating this up so the solder weeps between, there we go, the new copper rim and the shade. And heat it up just enough so it flows. And there we go. Now I got a little bit of rise on the copper solder. I got another point with here. See, I got a little bit of rise with the copper solder. But when I do the buffing on this before we plate it, that's all going to be buffed away. So all that's going to be left is a copper rim, just a tiny little bit of crevice of the solder, and then when I'm done with the complete thing, I flip it over, and if there's any loose edges from the old rim, I just buzz that off with a soft disc and make it all nice and smooth. This is an invisible repair. You know, if a guy's going to flip a lantern, I don't know how to phrase this. You could almost say in original condition. It's not original because it's been restored, but it's exactly like the original look. So anyway, that's where we are, Camp Woundog Workshop. You all have a good weekend. Stay out of trouble. And that's it. All right. Bye-bye.